Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, After 2 children and 4 years, my pregnant fiancé cheated on me for 8 months. And guys, this is about a guy who got married way too young, had kids way too young, and got together with the wrong gal. And lo and behold, one day, finds out that she's cheating on him. And it was going on for a very long time with multiple guys, and also the worst possible guy, which you'll see as I get through the story. But also you're going to see in the beginning when they got together, when she was like, 15 or 16, when they started dating, I kid you not. Already she was up to no good with her sending naughty pictures. Gotta watch what I say here. I'll explain other things. And you would think anybody with common sense would not get together with someone like that. Nope. He stayed with her and married her and had kids with her really young. And no surprise, she's up to no good once again, because once a cheater, always a cheater, and he let it go and showed weakness. But ultimately, you're going to see he will kick her to the curb, and that is awesome. But there's a lot of things to learn in this story. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Don't rush into relationships. Don't get married too young, or at all anymore, or have kids too young. And pay attention to red flags, all that. So it starts off, it says here, so this is my very first posting on Reddit at all. I just wanted to give some context of the situation. My fiance and I have been engaged for 2 years and have been dating for around 4 years. We have 2 beautiful children. One is 2 years and the other is around 3 weeks old. Oh, my bad. They're not married. They're engaged. Thank the Lord they're not married. But still, it's a mess. So right at the beginning of our relationship, she was still talking to some other guy and she was sending nudes too. I found out by looking at her Snapchat and she promised that it was over and would never happen again. That is when you leave, say, sayonara. Have a nice life. I'm not getting together with you. You think she's going to change? No. And the fact that you let it go is going to show weakness. Because a guy that respects himself, has options, has value, will never tolerate someone like that. They'd find some other girl like that. So he communicated to her through his actions what kind of guy he is. And she learned. She gave me her login information and said I could look whenever I wanted to. I believed her and told her that it could never happen again because cheating is a very strong line that I don't cross. Well, you shouldn't have let her cross it to begin with. But in fairness, they're both very young. It doesn't excuse her actions or him, but you can see where a guy, a little naive, doesn't know how to handle things. I will try to keep this short, but I logged into her Snapchat and she was still talking to a guy and sending nudes and sending videos that had me in it. She was sending this guy not just pictures of her naked, but videos of you two getting it on. And not a smart thing having videos on available to her, you two getting it on. That we had strictly made for our eyes only. So I confronted her about it and she denied it up until I told her I looked at her Snapchat. Of course she denied it. I left for about 5 hours and she changed her password to Snapchat. I told her that I wanted to see the messages with the guy again. So after a while, she eventually gave me her Snapchat login again. She said she ended up with him and blocked him and unfriended him and it was over. Oh, because last time you were so honest because look what happened before. When I logged into her Snapchat, I saw a conversation with her cousin that was not there before. So I opened it and she confessed to everything to this girl, saying that she cheated on me for 8 months. Thank God they're not married. But he has 2 kids with her and according to the title, she's pregnant with the next child. 3 kids. I think she's only 19 years old. Where the hell do they live? How does she say she wish she felt? How she says she wish she felt regret, but doesn't. She says she does love me, and I'm the father of her kids, but she loves this guy too. She told her it was the best sex in her life, and this guy she talked to every single day, either in person or on the phone. Oh, how nice! Hey, thank God he found this silver lining. So eventually I go and talk to her in person and I ask her just to tell me the truth. You're never going to get the full story, dude. I told her she needed to tell me the truth or we're done. At this point, she doesn't know that I saw her messages with her cousin. So she feeds me a complete BS story. Shocker. I mean, nothing adds up except for it being 8 months. So after an hour and a half of talking, I stand up and tell her we're over and we're done and she needs to move out. I also found out more about him. My fiance is 19 years old and the guy is 53 years old. At least 10 years older than her mom. He is a convicted felon, 3 DUIs, and just a whole bunch of other things on this record. Talk about a stereotype. And she could save him. She's just probably attracted to this scumbag alpha male because he puts her in her place. No doubt. And she obviously has daddy issues. This guy's like 150% years older than him. Older than her. So right now I'm just at a loss, and I would like to stay together for my kids, and she claims she would like to go to counseling, but I just don't know if counseling can fix something like this. Smack. No, dude. You don't try to make things work with someone like this. It didn't work the first time. Didn't work the second time. What makes you think it's going to work the third time? And she's betraying you. And here's a question. Are those kids yours? She also said to her cousin that she could BS her way through counseling to try to get me back. Dude, you got everything in front of you that you need to know. So I just don't know if she is truly wanting to change or she just wants to BS me. She's BSing you. I love her. I truly do. Smack. Wake up. But I don't know if I could forgive something like this. I would like to say I could, but I don't know if I could. I just feel so betrayed, and it makes my stomach turn every time I think about talking like that about someone else. And I don't even know if my newborn child is even mine. She only recently started to say I'm sorry and act remorseful. But before that, during our conversations, she was monotone, acting like she just didn't care. Well, she's acting like she cares now because she realizes you may be serious. You may walk, which this guy should do. And yeah, he's going to be in a tough situation with the kids and all, but those kids should not be in this environment at all. So please, just any advice would be helpful. I can also clarify anything else I didn't say. Also, I didn't clarify before, but there are two different guys. The one at the beginning wasn't the same as the 50-year-old. So, shocker, more than one guy. Is she in love with the other guy too? So no, guys, you're in a situation like this where a history of cheating, does it once, move on. End of story. And at least then, he didn't have any kids with her. But he stayed with her. Now he has kids. And he is going to, one way or another, be dealing with her the rest of his life. Every time he sees his kids, if they are his kids, he's going to see a reminder of her. So be very careful, gentlemen. Now for the update to see where this continues. He says, I looked at everyone's comments on my post before, and they are all virtually saying the same thing, that I need to end it. Then listen to the wisdom of these people. For once, Reddit has it right. That it won't be worth it to stay for the kids. So I've made up my mind, and I won't try to get back together with her. Good, young brother. It's all still super hard to see her every day. But last night I went to go talk to her, and I told her that I needed the truth of what happened. So she told me every last detail that I had asked about. It was very, very hard for me after that. Dude, I can understand. You obviously love her, but I'm sorry, it's just not going to work. She's a piece of garbage. But I think after hearing everyone, I know that it can't happen. This is completely over. I guess there was a small part of my mind that wished there was some way that I could forgive her and we could move past it. Sure you do. Many guys have said that, but you can't. But there's not. Apparently, she met him on FetLife, I guess some website, and we were looking for a third person and was looking for a third person to experiment with. I don't know why, but our relationship wasn't the best at the time. Anyway, she said every time we would fight, she would reach out to talk to him. After 1 month, they met up for coffee. After 2 months, they started having sex. She said it was sometimes once every couple weeks or multiple times a week, and continued until she gave birth. 6 months of physical sex. So he's nailed her while she's pregnant. She said the feeling started when they started going out on dates together. She said it was only 2 days, but she claims she doesn't love him or even ever said that to him. Well, you saw her talking to her cousin, and I believe said that she does love this guy. The truth is, a gal like this doesn't love anybody, except herself. She lied to him as well. I reached out to him prior after I found him, and he claimed that she told him that we've been apart for over a year. Flip a coin whether that's true or not. Remember, there's the one guy, and there's the other guy that's a convicted felon with the DUIs and all that. She admitted to having some major problems, you think, such as being an SCX addict, mental health, and others. Oh, well, that excuses your actions then. But she said that she needs to deal with those things and that she'll be going to get help from individual therapy. I believe everything she told me that night, but it was hard to listen to, but I do think I need to hear it. Maybe for closure, I don't know. If that's what you got to do to get closure and move on, so be it. But after the conversation, we started working out details of our co-parenting, child support, when we will have the kids, joint custody, etc. And it all went very smoothly. We went around the apartment discussing what she was going to take when she moves out in a week or so and whatnot. Everything looks like it might work out being separate. I would love that it would go smooth for him, but I just don't see that happening. But we kept talking, and I'm ashamed of what I did, but we end up having SCX. Smack, smack, smack. Bro, you just showed her that she still has you. Now she's got some power again. Now she's got some leverage. And mark my words, she will use that. What are you thinking? I get he's young and emotional and hurt and his world's turning upside down, but you got to be smarter than that. This is why I do what I do, guys. I don't know why it really happened, but I told her that it could never happen again. Yeah, she's thinking, sure, sucker. Ha ha ha, I got you now. She told me that it could just be our last night and that would be it. I stayed over at the apartment last night. And it felt nice, but I'm still hurt over what she did to me and we were together. So I left in the morning and just felt like crap. But what she did to me wasn't okay, but I still have these stupid effing feelings. Well, now you have more feelings that you hooked up with her again. And she knows this. She knows how to get to you. She's probably hoping maybe if I do this, he'll stay with me. And the same thing will happen again. So I've been to work in 2 days. I barely even want to eat. I'm only sleeping a couple hours a night. And I'm just miserable just sleeping in my sister's house. She's been a great support. Both of my sisters have been. Your sisters probably want to beat her ass. But in 1 week, she'll have everything moved out of my apartment and I can finally go back and switch out the locks. Good. The sooner she's out, the better. And you can move on. Now, part 3. He says, so I got both the kids tested and it came out to be 99% match on both the kids. Well, thank God for that. I just got the results back tonight and my STI test came clear as well as a couple days ago. All right, we're 2 for 2. The kids are his and no diseases, thank the Lord. This guy's enough BS he's dealing with. My ex finally moved out in the middle of last week, so I'm finally back home to my almost empty apartment. She cleaned almost everything out but the big things. Well, of course she did. She took all of my kids' most of their clothes, so I will have to go out and buy new everything. Both dressers and kitchen tables and all small kitchen appliances. She moved into her grandparents' basement. I haven't seen my kids that much this week. She told me originally that she'd be able to work with me and make sure I get to see the kids as much as I need to. But I saw my kids before last week and only saw my son on Monday. Reality's starting to come in and not seeing his kids all the time. This is tough. I just saw both of them today, but I mean that's almost a whole week without seeing them, and I was only allowed to see them for 5 hours before giving them back to her. So they obviously have no legal agreement going on now. He needs this pronto. Otherwise, she can pull all sorts of BS with the kids. I was trying to work it out with her so there wouldn't be much money going to lawyers and a custody battle. But I'm starting to realize that she's not going to work with me. And this is how it's going to be if I don't fight her in court. Unfortunately, brother, you're going to have to fight. And it's going to cost you some money. So I'm probably just going to have to put myself in debt and take out loans and shit. But at least I can see my kids more. Remember all this, guys, which you may deal with. You rush into a relationship with a woman, have kids, get married too young. This could be the crap you deal with. So really take your time to get to know your girl before getting serious with her and all that. And if accidents happen and she gets pregnant and indeed it's yours, this could be what you're dealing with. So be very careful. Always wear protection. Always dispose of your protection. Don't believe I'm on the pill. Be careful. You don't need what this guy's going through. It's just been a super stressful week. I went and met with a therapist yesterday, but I didn't really like her very much. We just didn't click. I think I'm going to go one more time next week to see if anything gets any better. Still not really sleeping, eating, and been missing work a lot more last week too. So that is the end of his story, and we can give him a high five for realizing it's not going to work and getting rid of her. But he needs to hire an attorney, because otherwise she's just going to jerk him around with the kids and all that, and will no doubt make him out to be the bad guy. And as soon as he does this, the better. And if it means he has to go into debt and borrow money from some loving family members, whatever, it'll be worth it because these are his kids. But the odds are she's going to get the it's going to be at least joint custody, because he's going to have to work and she's the mother, and you know the courts are and all that. But I wish this guy the best. But again, the lesson is, guys, this could have been avoided if when he found out he was cheating on him before they even got together, had kids, then he moved on. But also, she was like in high school. at the time. You know, she was a freaking kid. This was too soon. I mean, they're out of their freaking mind that young. But then again, this is what happens when young kids don't have good role models, good support, and all that. They make these mistakes very early on. So, lots of lessons to hear. I wish this guy the best. All right, guys, as ever today, be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.